Hella shit happened in the past few days. Type Soul just finished its rework, Ranked has just been added, Peroxide might return. With all of these additions, we're going to be comparing every single game and seeing which one is better. Last time I made a video like this, Type Soul took the dub, but in this video we're going to be seeing which one is better since both games have been updating. Now I want to let y'all know that this is my opinion, but if you guys have a different opinion, comment down below what you disagree with me with and let's start comparing. But before I continue, I want to let y'all know that I held giveaways inside of my server down below. All you have to do to join that is hit the first link in the description, like this video and subscribe. Let's get right into the video. The first thing we're going to be comparing the two games with is through progression. So this basically talks about which progression is easier and what's more funner to level up with. Peroxide has a much easier progression because you don't have to grip 20 real ass players, but Type Soul is probably more funner because of the way that it is harder. For me, I'm gonna have to give progression to Peroxide. Right now Peroxide is up by 1 point, but the next thing we're going to be comparing is style. So which game has better quality? Before the rework, the Type Soul style was horrible. I'm not gonna lie to you, the quality was kind of shit. A lot of stuff changed after the rework, and to be completely honest with you, I think that Peroxide is just a little bit worse. Type Soul has much better quality and style, and when it comes to the character design, Peroxide would have taken that before the rework, but now since the rework dropped, I'm gonna have to give it to Type Soul. Currently the score is 1-1, everyone is tied. The next thing I'm going to be comparing is PvP experience, so which game has better player versus player experience? Type Soul without a doubt has better PvP experience because Peroxide is more of a PvE game and basically focuses on boss fights and different NPCs, but never really touches on player versus player stuff. Even though player versus player and Peroxide is fire, I think that Type Soul takes it home. Type Soul has always been the first game to do it in the entire website for people to play 1v1 against each other. And so Type Soul definitely takes the spot. But next up, we're going to be comparing the game with the most players. So which game is on top right now? Is it Type Soul or Peroxide? Without a doubt, Type Soul is number 1 right now because it has a lot more players. And Peroxide still has a good amount of players, but since it hasn't updated for a while, and since Type Soul recently updated, it has a little more. With this much people playing the game, Type Soul definitely takes the spot for that. So yeah, 1 point goes to Type Soul. The next thing we are comparing is PvE experience. Which game has better PvE experience? Since I said this before, I'll just say it again. Peroxide has the better PvE experience without a doubt. It's much easier to progress, and fighting mission boards is a lot better than fighting mission boards in Type Soul. Even though when it comes to getting skill points and upgrading your skill tree, it's not as easy as Type Soul, but it's pretty hard. So yeah, there's definitely some competition there. All in all, I'd have to go Peroxide for PvE experience. Next up is raids. Now for me, this one is kind of hard because both games have really good raids, and to be honest, they also offer a lot of very good loot on each of it and every single one of them. When it comes to raids in Type Soul, I think you're going to need a crew for most of the time if you're trying to fight it. But when it comes to raids in Peroxide, one person can fight the boss by himself, so it's a very big difference. I still think that Type Soul raids are harder, and I feel like whatever is harder is low-key the better option because the harder it is, the more fun it is to play. That's just my personal opinion though. Since Type Soul also has other stuff other than raids, there's like a lot more content, I'd have to go with Type Soul still. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, the community in Peroxide is a lot better than the community in Type Soul, if I'm being completely real with you. Just because the devs are better and also like a lot nicer than the devs in Type Soul. When you look at the community in Type Soul, it's a little more toxic. I can't even cap, like you'll get jumped for no reason in the middle of the lobby. In Peroxide that doesn't really happen that often. It does happen, but not as often as in Type Soul. In Type Soul, like the whole community is like that. They'll just jump you for no reason. You know what I'm talking about? When it comes to community, I think Peroxide takes the dub. That's not to say that Type Soul has a bad community. I just don't think that the community is as good as Peroxide's community. Because Peroxide's community is honestly like top 10 in the entire website. So in my opinion, Peroxide's got to take this one. Not just in Type Soul, but like in the whole website, if you believe me or not. Next up, we're going to be comparing accessibility. So which game is like more pay to win and like which game has to need more Robux in order to be better on it. So yeah, the more pay to win it is, the worse it is in my opinion because the game can't be pay to win in order to be good. In my opinion, the most pay to win game is Peroxide, more than, well, not the most, but definitely more than Type Soul if you ask me. You need to buy game passes for almost anything. You need to buy game passes for a new slot. You need to buy game passes for ×2 XP, everything like that. It's well balanced, but overall the accessibility has to go to Type Soul just because it's better in that. Next up is skill moves. So like basically what moves are like cooler and stuff. Now obviously Type Soul has a lot more moves on its hotbar. Like for example in Peroxide you can only use like 5 moves maximum, and then like 2 moves after that with your shift and full standing. But in Peroxide, but in Type Soul you can use like over like 12 moves at once. So yeah, you're gonna need a lot of hands to play this game, and you gotta know like how to put it and stuff. But basically, I think Type Soul takes the W for that, just for the fact that its mechanics are better and has more moves to its skill box. Peroxide, on the other hand, has a lot of moves, but since Type Soul is a very competitive field when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'd have to say Type Soul is better when it comes to that. It's very hard to compete with. So that basically wraps up our entire comparison. And so yeah, both games are very fire, but this one was just to see which one's a little bit better for beginners and like which one to play first if you're new to the game and stuff. Let me know down in the comment sections what other games you want to compare. There are other games like Jujutsu Infinite, Type Soul, GPO, Blocks Fruits, RLCs that can all get compared and stuff. So let me know down in the comment section what you want to be compared next, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.